Hey there, you wonderful listeners. I have a question for you. Do you want to make a podcast? Well, Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily and then distribute it everywhere and even earn money all in one place and for free. How can you beat that? It's called Spotify for Podcasters. And here is how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify. And when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, there are Q&A and poll options available, and those are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free with no catch. Ever since I've discovered Spotify for Podcasters, it has made doing my shows like the Steam Machine Podcast, Yabs Pod, and the JRPG Report much, much easier to do. Like being able to just go on there, record them, upload it, boom, it's done. I don't have to pay for a site service to host or anything like that. It's fantastic. So I highly recommend that you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started today. This week on the Steam Machine Podcast, Who Done It, Houdini? Cue the music! Hey everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Steam Machine Podcast. I don't know why I said welcome back. Welcome to this week's episode of the Steam Machine Podcast. My name is Dalton. Joining me this week is my good buddy and one half of the Brothers of Destruction.
Yo, it's Nate. Also, maybe welcome back. Maybe you got here before us and you were just sitting here waiting on us. I don't know what you were doing.
Fair point. I want to start off with saying, giving a quick, everybody give good vibes to Willie. He's not feeling good this week, so we hope he feels better soon. And hopefully it's nothing too bad. Hopefully it's just like a cold or something along those lines. But so good vibes to him, man. I hope he feels better.
For sure.
Let's see. Where do I want to start here, my good sir? Oh, let's just go ahead and do it. I have to admit this right up front. I fucked up last week. We got a really nice, well thought out email about A Plague Tale, and I did not fucking read it. And I feel really bad about it, so I want to get that out of the way. This is, as Dave and them would say, we done goofed, even though I'll take the blame. It's not a we, it's I. So I want to read this email really quickly. I guess I have to log into my email really quickly.
Come on, Dalton, get it together, bro.
I know, man, I know. So Adam, our friend Arisa Adam, sent us this email. Hi, guys. Happy New Year, and I hope everyone is well. Happy New Year to you too, sir.
They're not. He's sick. Willie's out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Goddamn, I didn't even think about that. As I sit writing this, I don't actually know how I feel about this game overall. So hopefully I've worked it out by the time I finish this correspondence. And I like that he calls it correspondence. That makes it seem so official, right?
He's just classier than us. That's all there is to it.
Plague Tale to me is a lot of things. Some of them are too ambitious. Some of them are tired old methods. Some of them are masterful. To be honest, I only got through about 5 chapters of this game, so I'm in no means an expert. So please take everything I say with a grain of salt.
That's further than I got, so that's okay.
I turned this game off in the first 10 minutes and nearly didn't go back to it. Why? Because of the dog death. People and child murder are something that I find that I can cope well with in games. But dogs, apparently not. This was partly due this was partly due to by far the best aspect of the game, which is the graphics, and particularly the cutscenes. Photo mode is something that is in the game, and when the time permits, should definitely be used. After the death of Leon, I had waited out my pile of tears and decided to go on to Chapter 2. This is where I started to get confused and at points angry. At this point, the game feels like Assassin's Creed without the killing, and by the end of the chapter, it feels like Outlast. I'm so glad that I pushed on to where I did, though, as I thought that after the tutorial, this was some sort of escort fuckery. But the little brother does not turn out to be completely useless, and you are not constantly backtracking to save him. And there was a genuine moment of tension where you are waiting for the brother to open the door, and it doesn't open till the last second, and that was wonderful. And I do remember that was a really tense fucking moment for me. It was like, open the door, motherfucker. He also says that the music is really good as it swells and falls with the right moments and helps bleed into the already gorgeous visuals, making the non-gameplay elements even better. To be honest, if this was a visual novel, it would have been amazing. Which goes back to, basically. So it seems like he agrees with us so far, except you didn't like the graphics.
Yeah, except Rob. I'm surprised that I was the only one who didn't like the graphics, so that's fine.
The gameplay, however, falls short in my opinion, and as you are very much driven down a corridor through the levels I played, and the stealth is almost laughably easy for anyone who has ever played a stealth game before. Which is fair. It was satisfying to learn that you could eventually kill people, and through the death scenes for the player characters were awesome, if at times frustrating. The rats were super ugly and pixely, though, in gameplay sections, I thought, but I was playing on the Xbox One S in 1080p. I think that the game will go back and finish it, as I feel there's a big story reveal on the horizon, though it's not something I will rush back to. Overall, 6 out of 10 rats.
Okay, fair enough. Hopefully, we didn't spoil it too much for you, because I know we talked about it through the rest of the episode, kind of where it goes, so... Yeah.
I agree with everything, except, like, I thought the rats were cool, but I didn't really look at them closely, so maybe, but then again, I was also playing on PC and 2K, so I don't know how big of a difference that makes as far as the look of them.
Yeah, it sounds like he agrees with us completely too, where the story was good, but the gameplay was kind of trash. So it seems like we're all kind of in agreement on that point.
Yeah, for sure. Before we get into Skyrim and Pokemon, because I have things I want to bring up about those quickly. This week for the draft, the only people that really got anything was Mike picked up 2 Point Campus, which is do you know what 2 Point Hospital is?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically that, but they're doing a school version of it, which I didn't know it was a thing, and then immediately I was like, whoa, that sounds cool. So,
like, you didn't know 2 Point Hospital was a thing, or you didn't know the campus?
No, I didn't know they were making 2 Point Campus.
Okay.
I have 2 Point Hospital. I think I got that either on Epic or from Prime.
Yeah,
gaming, but
I've heard of it. Like, I've never played it. Like, it's a Sega joint, isn't it?
I believe so.
Because hadn't there been like really stupid stuff where they put like Sonic in it and stuff? Or am I thinking of something else?
No. You're right. 2 Point Hospital is published by Sega.
Okay,
dude. If I'm playing 2 Point Hospital and Sonic shows up at some point, I'm gonna be so happy. That's straight up. That would be so cool. And the only other acquisition that I can see is Madokin Queen, which is Steph. She picked up Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. And
any more games come out worth points for people? Oh yeah, Arceus came out. How many points did that person get?
Oh shit, you know what? You're right. Let me see. Where is that at?
Because after having played Arceus for a while, I can't imagine it being below like an 85.
Oh, so close. 84.
Aww.
84. They got 14 points for that. That was Jeremy from Oregon. And man, yeah, he's starting off strong, dude, and he's also got Stalker 2, but he took Sonic Frontiers and Diablo Immortal, so he's got 2 very big gambles on there as well as Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin.
I can't believe he has. That's going to kill him. That's going to get like a 40.
That's why I counterpicked it.
Yeah, smart man.
I was like, yeah, bitch.
That is absolutely the one I would have counterpicked as well.
But yeah, I think Pokemon's really the only thing that's released. I know within the next week or two, Ollie Ollie World will release. That'll be my first. We'll see how that do. Hopefully that's not a piece of shit. I mean, people loved Ollie Ollie 1 and 2, so I'm just going by that. Now, I'm going to leave it to you. Would you like to talk about some Skyrim first, or would you like to talk about Pokemon?
Let's start off with the Skyrim, baby, because it's good stuff.
Okay, so I was going to ask you, are you still enjoying your play style? Like, are you still doing the spells and the...
Yeah, I'm definitely still doing that, and I'm like really enjoying it. Like, I've made it to where I'm like level 8 right now in the game. I've kind of gotten sidetracked which I'm sure you can assume why.
Oh yeah.
So I'm level 8, and this is the first time I've waited this long to actually go up to the Greybeards. So I haven't even talked to the Greybeards yet. I saved right outside the Greybeards right before I stopped playing last. But this time I actually took my time and killed the Frost Troll, which usually always run away from it because that thing's a beast. But this time I was just kind of able to take him down because I was able to keep him at a distance with my fire magic and just wreck him, dude.
Hell yeah! Plus they're weak to fire too, which is very, very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you're still enjoying it. I sunk a lot of time into it this week. I saw that. I was like, I want to get all the achievements for this game.
It's wild.
I don't know why I decided that. I have 19 left, I think, or maybe a little more.
I do have a question about Skyrim, though.
Yo.
Because my Wood Elf came with a spell called Control Animals or something like that. Yep. So I used it around a couple wolves. And then they stopped, and they just stared at me, and I couldn't figure out how to get them to do anything. I couldn't get them to follow me, because I was going to try to get them to follow me to, like, a bandit encampment and help me fight the bandits, but I couldn't make them figure out how to do anything.
I can look into that, because I'm not 100% sure, but I think that that basically just makes it to where the animals won't harm you.
Oh.
Like, if they're coming at you and trying to attack you, you can use that, and they'll chill the fuck out.
I was really hoping I was going to have some wolf buddies help me tear through some idiots.
There still might be ways to do that, but they're probably going to be magic spells that you get and like throughout your playthrough.
Okay.
My recommendation to you, since you're doing magic build, is to head to Dawnstar and go to, or I'm sorry, not Dawnstar, Jesus Christ, Winterhold.
Yeah.
Go up to Winterhold and hit the Mage College.
That's what I was thinking about doing right after I left the Greybeards.
Yeah, that'll definitely help. And there's people in there who sell spell books and stuff, and they'll have a bunch of them. You just have to talk to people and find the right person.
Yeah,
and
I know I bought a few spell books from that guy in Whiterun. The
Bellathor.
Yeah,
everything's for sale. Yeah, that guy. He's a fucking asshole.
Wait, no, not Bellathor. The guy that's in the Wizard and the Jarls.
Oh, okay. Farengar.
I don't know how you know all these people's names. You're crazy.
I've played a lot of Skyrim, dude. Yeah, Farengar's the one that kind of talks like this when you talk to him. He's almost got a Sean Connery thing going on. Oh, you brought me the Stone of Bleak Falls Barrow. Thank you. Yeah, that guy.
I love how you can just, if you've played the game of Call, you just show up and already have it. They usually they try to send you out on a mission to get it. I already have it. Here you go.
Yeah. That's, dude. First thing I always do is I go to Riverwood. I get the quest to get the Golden Claw. I run straight to the Bleak Falls Barrow. Go through there. Go back. Give the guy back the claw. Immediately steal it again so I can put it in the museum. And then I haul ass. And I go do the shit in Whiterun, and then he's like, "I need you to go here." And you're like, "Oh, you mean this thing?" And he's like, "Oh, you're a cut above the others."
Yeah.
Thanks, man. This ain't my first rodeo. So this week I became the Thane of all the holds. So I did them all except Winterhold, or I'm sorry, except Windhelm. I go to Windhelm, realize that I have to do the Civil War quest in order to become the Thane of Windhelm. So I go, I help the Imperials win, I kill Ulfric Stormcloak, yada yada yada. I then become Thane of Windhelm, so I did that. Boom, I got all the Thanes. Then I went and completed the main story quest. Got that out of the way. So now I'm working on going through Dragonborn, I think is what I want to do next. I think I'm going to save Dawnguard for last, which is the vampire stuff. But the achievements I need to finish the Dark Brotherhood. I need to finish Thieves Quest. I need to do the Companions, which are the people in Whiterun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a few other ones. Like, I need to clear out 50 dungeons. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 20. Is it 20 or 30 dungeons? Something like that. I need to pick 50 pockets, which is going to be a bitch because I never pickpocket people. So
I rarely do that too, but like I was on the road walking towards the town before you go up to the Greybeards, and there was this dickhead kind of like I don't know, he seemed like a rich dude. He had 2 guards around him, so like I kind of made the guards got him away from his guards on his pickpocket and stole all of his crap because I hated him.
Oh yeah, the nobles that you wrote, that you'll see one too that'll be like a guy and his wife, and they're like on their way to a wedding, and they're talking about the expensive gifts that they're carrying on them, and I'm just usually like, this is where you guys and your guard die, and I take all of your shit. But yeah, so the achievement hunting's been fun though, because it's making me actually go and do these quests and stuff. Like I had never become Thane of all of them. So the one that I'm going to save for last is the one that when I was watching PlayStation Access, which is just a channel on YouTube that I watch, when Rob got his Skyrim Platinum on PS4, the last thing he did to get the Platinum trophy was get 1,000 bounty in all 9 holds. And you have to have that at one time. Oh. So you have to run into a town, get 1,000 bounty, then haul ass out and run, and then go to a next one and do it for all of them. I'm going to do that one last.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of pain in the butt.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do, just run into Whiterun and slaughter all the children?
Well, you can't hurt the kids, I don't think. I think you can hit them, but I don't think you can hurt them. But I will go in there and kill Nazim and Bellator. And there's a few other people that I will go in there and kill. And I have people in each town that when I'm going through, I'm like, I'll remember you, motherfucker. I'm coming back for you eventually. Yeah, you wait till I save the world and then just start murdering people because I'm bored.
I don't know how you get away with murdering people in towns because I want to kill Nazim so bad.
I have a good sneak skill and kind of like just crouch because when you're sneaking, I don't know if you've done a bunch of sneaking or not. You know, it's like it shows that little eye, but then it goes flat when you can't be seen.
Yeah.
You just get to a point where that bitch is flat and he's in your sights and you just knock him with a good arrow. But make sure it's a good arrow so it kills him in one shot. So you might want to raise your archery up a little bit, but absolutely kill him, loot his body, and then about 2 or 3 days later, his coffin or coffer thing will show up in the Hall of the Dead. So if you don't get to loot him, all his shit's in there. You can go take it. But all this Skyrim I was going through, I found a cave or a ruin. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I thought that was an interesting little puzzle in there. And this might be really easy, and you might get this with the quickness. And if so, I commend you, because it took me a second to think about it. But this is what it says in the book that lays out before you when you enter this room. Before you are 4 handles. The stones they stand upon bear the following carvings: a wolf, a fox, a bear, and a snake. The tome before you reads as follows. All 4 are bound to the same land as we. Some lay low, consumed in shadow. Others stand tall, stretching their necks to see. While none live in this sacred barrow, they all demand your attention if you are to proceed. The first fears all, the second fears none. The third eats what it can, preferably number 1. The fourth fears the second, but only when alone. All must be activated in order if you wish to go home.
I wish I would have wrote that down.
Okay, I'll give you the choices again, and then I'll read the little riddle again.
I know it's a bear, a fox, a snake, and a wolf.
A wolf. Okay, so you got those. So the first fears all, the second fears none. The third eats what it can, preferably number 1. The fourth fears the second, but only when alone. All must be activated if you wish to go home.
So the first fears the second when only when alone sounds like it'd be a wolf.
Correct.
Which makes the second the bear.
Correct.
Can you read a couple more of those again?
Yeah. The third eats what it can, preferably number 1. So no, the wolf is not number 1.
Oh. You feel like the wolf would be the only one that wouldn't fear the bear if it was in a pack, because a snake and a fox would never be in a pack to not be scared of the bear. So...
Well, the first fears all.
The first fears all. Ooh.
The first fears all. The second fears none. The third eats what it can, preferably number 1. The fourth fears the second, but only when alone.
Oh, so it's bear, wolf in 2 and 3. The first fears all. What did they say about the fourth again?
So the first fears all, the second fears none. The third eats what it can, preferably number 1. The fourth fears the second, but only when alone.
Oh, so the fourth is... Oh my gosh.
I know, this was me. This was me doing this puzzle, bro.
I mean, the second is obviously the bear. The fourth is the wolf.
Yes.
The first is probably the fox, and the third is the snake.
Incorrect.
Other way around, then.
Other way around, yep. Yeah. So the first fears all is the snake. The second fears none is the bear. The third eats what it can, preferably number 1, which is the fox eating the snake.
Yeah.
And then the fourth is the wolf. Dude, when I figured that out and went and pulled the handles right and the door opened, I went, son of a bitch, I need to go write that down.
That's was a pretty cool good puzzle. Like, I think if I would have had the words out in front of me instead of having you repeat them a bunch, I'd have figured it out a little faster.
That's fair. That's fair too. And it also, like, it helps. I don't know why, but it helped looking at the carvings, like having the actual visual.
Yeah.
But also, let me tell you, it took me a minute to realize the difference between a fox and a wolf carving.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
That would make sense.
All right. That's all I had for Skyrim, so let's do it. Let's talk about it. Fucking Pokemon.
Yeah, that's what's been stealing my time for Skyrim, because I picked a really bad time to decide I want to play Skyrim again, like the week before Pokemon Legends Arceus came out. So now I'm just like hellbound and playing that all the time. Like my party's averaging around like close to level 30 now. So
hell yeah. I've been playing some of it too, and it's quite a blast, man. I've been really enjoying it. It's a really much needed fresh take, and it is what I wanted a Pokemon game to be when I was younger. When I was like, man, what if this game was on PS2? What would it be like? This is what it would have been like, in my head at least.
Yeah, and it's really good. Like, it definitely takes a lot of inspiration from Breath of the Wild. Like, I swear to God, they even use sound effects from Breath of the Wild in that game. Like, I swear, when you roll as your Pokemon trainer, I swear it sounds just like Link.
Also, Adam made the point of pointing out that it's a lot like an Atelier game. Which I don't know if you've ever heard of the Atelier series.
I've heard of them. I never played one, though.
Well, I foolishly called it Atelier for the longest time. And James corrected me, and he was like, no, it's Atelier. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's basically just like like what we're doing right now, except it's all crafting.
Okay.
Like you go out and you get your ingredients and stuff, and I think there's some battles and things, but your main thing is potions. Like you're an alchemist and doing things like that. So there are a couple of them on the list, so we'll get to them eventually.
Okay, cool. Like the one thing I was really surprised by in Pokemon Legends was I did not expect to enjoy crafting. Like that's never been something that I've been a big fan of in games. Like I thought Dragon Quest XI did it okay because it wasn't super necessary, but this game it's really super necessary. But it's also pretty easy and fun to do. Like you just got to gather the ingredients. It gives you something to make your Pokemon do. Like you see a tree with berries in it, you throw your Pokemon at it, it gets them down for you. It's a pretty neat thing.
Yeah. I also like the little touches of differentiating between whether you're throwing your Pokeball or throwing your Pokemon to do something. You know what I mean? It's like that's how you kind of differentiate between catching and battling and stuff. But it's also a cool mechanic that, say you see the berry tree and you throw your Pokemon at it and it goes and gets it for you. Have you had like where like you'll see like the little rock and the rock's shaking?
Yeah.
And you'll throw it at it and a fucking Geodude will pop out or something and it's like, oh,
yeah, that's like, what's up. The rattling tree's like a Burmy will pop down at you.
Yeah. I had never seen one of those before too, and I was like, "Oh, is this one of the new ones?" Oh no, it's
I'll tell you this: I'm like in like I would say the third chapter of the game, and I still haven't seen anything like new Pokemon wise, other than like the I don't know what you'd call them in this, like the Guardian Pokemon for each area. Like they've been unique. Like I don't know if you've seen one of those yet. Like Cleaver, maybe.
I just ran into whichever one is the one that's like the.
Oh deer. Yeah, Weird Ear. Yeah.
Weird Ear, yeah.
He kind of looks like Stantler, but cooler.
He does. I was like, I've seen this guy before. But no, yeah, it's like a grayish, elder-looking version of it. I don't know. I'm hoping that I get to ride him at some point. But we'll see. Oh, yes?
Yeah, you'll get to ride him. Don't worry. There are multiple rideable Pokemon. There's another one that I've gotten. I don't remember his name. Sorry. But he looks like a giant, like Ursaring. If you know what Ursaring is, the bear Pokemon. Looks like a upgraded version of that. Kind of like Weird Ear looks like a upgraded version of Stantler. So it's pretty cool stuff. I'm really enjoying it. And it's been exciting seeing, like, every time I see a Pokemon I haven't seen yet, I get excited because I haven't really looked up what all Pokemon are in this game. Last night I was playing and I finally ran into a Murkrow and I'm like, you guys know I love that guy. So I was like, yeah.
Hell yeah. I haven't run into one that made me like super duper yet. I mean, the closest I got was probably either Ponyta or oh man, my blind just Pichu. I saw one little Pichu roaming around and I went, oh, dude, you are mine, and caught him immediately.
That's the crazy thing. I've caught a few Pikachu, but I have not seen Pichu yet.
Really? I haven't seen one Pikachu other than the one that the chick has.
Yeah. No, like I've caught like 3 Pikachu or something like that, but I've not seen a single Pichu.
You know what was funny is right there in the beginning, one of the guys you fight has a Togepi, and I was so enwrapped in like, holy shit, I'm playing this game, that I didn't even notice it was a Togepi. So later on, I'm looking through my Pokedex, and I'm like, where did I fucking see a Togepi at? And where could I catch one? Why is this here? And then I ended up having to restart. And when I did that, I started over again. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's where the Togepi was. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, when I restarted, I went with Oshawott because I forgot that his final evolved form is like a samurai water panda thing. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds cool. I'll take it.
Yeah, I took Rowlet this time. Like, I'm hoping I can play this game multiple times. Like, it feels like one that might be like a Breath of the Wild where I play it every couple of years or something, and it's super fun again.
Yeah, I hope that this is the formula for Pokemon games going forward, too. You know, I hope this has the same effect that Like a Dragon did on the Yakuza series.
I don't think it has to be every game, but I would like to see more like this. Like, if they want to put out a traditional Pokemon and then this every couple of years, I'm like, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, I guess it could be the Legends series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know how many Legends, like, I get that Arceus is supposed to be like the
Arceus is
end all be all. Yeah.
He's like Arceus is Lemmy. Come on.
So I don't know where they would go from there, but I'm sure there are other tales that you could tell.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, the show made such a big deal out of like Lapras and Dragonite, and the games so did not. So they have like those things to kind of work from.
Yeah.
Too. So it'd be cool. But yeah, I'm really having a blast with it. I couldn't ask for more. It's everything I wanted. I've seen where people online are complaining about the graphics, and they're also complaining that they retconned the original history of how the Pokeball was created.
Boo freaking who cares? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
And I don't know what they expect from Nintendo Switch graphics. Like, we've been seeing these trailers since day one. It looks better than the trailers did, and it looks almost as good as Breath of the Wild did, but you've heard nobody complain about the graphics in that game. Like, Pokemon fans are the worst. They always just want something to complain about.
Yeah, they're up there with the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community. For real.
Yeah, the thing about Pokemon fans, man, like, I love Pokemon to death, and I am a Pokemon fan, but Pokemon fans, dude.
Yeah, they're fucking rough.
Because, like, I remember everybody was complaining about how bad Sword and Shield were. I loved Shield, man. Come on.
I thought Shield was fun, too. In fact, I loaded it up last night and was playing a little bit of it because I got that shiny Pokemon from, was it Master Pig?
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Or Paul Pig?
Yep, Paul Pig. Over from the Tadpog Discord. Shout out Tadpog.
Shout out Tadpog, Tyler and Dave play all games. Yeah, so I thought it would be fun. I have, and this is play.nintendo.com, so this is official shit.
Ooh. Ever
wonder what's your Pokemon type? You wake up and discover you've been turned into a Pokemon in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX game for the Nintendo Switch. Take this quiz and find out which Pokemon game matches, or Pokemon from the game matches your answers most closely, whatever it says.
Okay.
So I've got this window pulled up twice. So I figure I'll ask the question and answer for both of us. Okay. So your first one. You send a postcard to a friend. What exciting news do you have to share? A. I won a contest. B. I visited a neat museum. C. I explored a new trail. D. I made a new friend. Or E. I took a spa day.
I'll go C on that one. I explored a new trail.
Okay. And then I'm going to go, I visited a museum. Okay. What do you value most? A. Adventure. B. Relaxation. C. Knowledge. D. Friends and family. Or E. Competition.
I'll go with D, I suppose. Friends and family.
All right. I went with relaxation.
You're going to be a Snorlax, buddy.
I fucking hope so. Okay, where would you go for your dream vacation? A historical site. B, the hot springs. C, a theme park. D, the ocean side. Or E, a botanical garden.
B.
B, hot springs?
Yeah.
All right, and I'm going to go historical site because I like history.
Nerd.
I am a nerd. I'm not going to lie. I want to go to the fort in St. Augustine again so bad just to go walk around because I haven't been there since I was a kid.
It's not far, man. I've been there. It's fun.
I know. It's like 45 minutes from me, if that. I'm just, COVID.
Yeah, true.
How would your friends describe you? A, friendly. B, passionate. C, resourceful, D, adventurous, or E, cool?
I don't think either of us can put E. I'll go with A, friendly.
A, friendly? Okay. I'm going to go with that too. I think I'm a dick, but everybody seems to think I'm a friendly guy.
I think you're a dick.
All right. Thank you. What's your favorite snack? A, sour gummies. Yum. B, chips and salsa. I like it spicy. C, blueberries. Nature's candy. Hard disagree on that, but D, smoothies to keep it cool. Or E, chocolate chip cookies, my classic snack.
I'm going to go with D because it's the closest thing on the list to ice cream.
Smoothie, fair enough. I'm going to go chocolate chip cookies because they're delicious. All right, this is the last question.
Okay, let's go.
What is one thing you cannot leave the house without? A, my glasses. B, my smile. C, my backpack. D, my headphones. Or E, my sneakers.
I could literally leave the house without any of these things.
Yep.
I'll go with sneakers, though, because I guess I don't want to be barefoot, but 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing flip-flops.
All right, then I am going to go glasses because I need to see.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, sir, would you like to know what type you are?
Let's do it.
You are a normal type Pokemon.
Boo! That's so boring. I hate it.
You want to know what type I got?
Yeah.
I am a normal type Pokemon. This quiz fucked us. Fuck you, play.nintendo.com.
I feel like it's just because if you pick answers that go from multiple categories, like it probably has one, like if I would have picked botanical garden, go on a trail, I probably got grass type if I stuck with that the whole way.
That is fair. Yeah. So yeah, it's got, I believe it's Meowth, Eevee, and is there one, isn't it Z-Kitty or Z something like that? It's like a little pink cat looking.
It's probably Delkitty. That generation I wasn't super into.
Who knows? Okay. Well, hopefully this one goes better. This is one that we can both work together on.
It's Skitty.
Skitty. That's what it is. Z-Kitty was my friend's name in Final Fantasy 11. All right, so I have one other Pokemon thing that we'll go through, and then we'll hop into some Midnight Mysteries. So this is how well do we know our Kanto region? Okay. So this is the region from the original game. I had yellow as a kid, so hopefully I remember some of it. Okay, number 1. What is the name of the largest city in the Kanto region, which also happens to be the home of the Sylph Co. headquarters? I can't see these answers until I click see the answer. Just want to go ahead and say that. I think it's Vermilion.
That works for me because only thing I can think of are like Pallet Town and Lavender. I know neither one of those are the biggest, so Vermilion sounds good to me.
Vermilion. All right, let's see if that was the answer. It was Saffron City. All right, we're off to a bad start. Okay, what item is required in order? Oh, this is easy. What item is required in order to evolve Eevee into a Flareon?
Oh, Firestone.
It's Firestone. Locking it in. Firestone. Number 3. What cave named after a Pokemon connects Route 2 and Route 11 in the Kanto region? I think it's isn't it Diglett Cave?
Diglett Cave.
Diglett Cave. Let's see. Hey, we got it right.
Nice.
Diglett Cave. All right. Early in his Pokemon journey, Ash encountered sunglass-wearing squad compromised of what kind of Pokemon?
Squirtle.
Squirtle. It was the Squirtle gang, man. They were cool.
Squirtle Squad.
Squirtle Squad. Yeah, damn it. I knew it was right. I knew it rhymed. It didn't sound right in my head, but whatever. What is the name of the old man who Team Rocket kidnapped and held captive at the top of the Pokemon Tower? Holy shit, I don't remember this one.
No, like, see... It's not even multiple choice, or is it?
No. No. It's just straight up, you have to know.
Master Roshi.
Master Roshi. All right, let's see if it's Master Roshi. That's Mr. Fuji.
Close.
Which, that just makes me think of old school WWE Mr. Fuji. That just makes me laugh. He's probably up there ribbing people. Anyway. What fire type was featured on a very popular card from the original Pokemon TCG base set and could take on opponents with its Fire Spin attack and Energy Burn Pokemon power?
So, I know like the most popular fire type card, but I don't think that would have those moves, would have been Charizard.
My brain went to Charizard too, but then I was like, that's an obvious answer though.
And I just don't feel like those moves are right for him. Say the moves again.
It was You could take on opponents with your Fire Spin attack and Energy Burn Pokemon power.
See, I think of Fire Spin, and that makes me think of Rapidash, but...
That's who I was going to say, too. Rapidash or Magmar came to mind, too, but I don't think he had Fire Spin.
Yeah.
So you want to say Rapidash came to mind?
Let's go with Rapidash. We both had Rapidash in our heads, so... Is it Charizard?
Charizard.
Overthinking it.
That's such an iconic card, too. God. What island is home to a large volcano in the Pokemon gym that's run by Blaine, who specializes in Fire-type Pokemon?
I don't remember the name of the many areas.
It started with a C. It was like... It wasn't Gullah Gullah Island. That's what came to my mind. That's just so not...
Cinnabar?
I think Cinnabar's correct, man. Let's see. It is Cinnabar Island. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. What gym badge do you earn for defeating Erica at the Celadon City gym?
Erica was grass type, right?
Was she grass? For some reason I was thinking ghost type, but you've played that game more recently than me.
Probably not.
Let's go grass type. Celadon, that sounds right.
Yeah, because I don't think there'd be a ghost type gym in one because there was only one ghost type Pokemon line.
It was the Rainbow Badge.
Oh.
I don't remember that being a thing. Yeah, sure, whatever. While in Vermilion City, James of Team Rocket is tricked into buying what's seemingly useless Pokemon that has the potential to evolve into Pokemon that is far more powerful.
Magikarp, right?
That's got to be Magikarp. It is Magikarp. Okay. All right, we're cruising through. We got 5 left. We'll see how we did at the end of this. I think we've only gotten 2 wrong so far, maybe 3. We're doing all right. Ash and his friends first met a Jigglypuff who's singing lulls humans and Pokemon to sleep just outside what brightly lit, party-filled city that only appeared in Pokemon the series.
Oh, I'm out, dude. The anime.
Yeah, now I'm like, I don't know.
Rainbow Town.
Yeah, Rainbow City.
Take me down to the Rainbow City where the Jigglypuff sings and Jessie's pretty.
You know what? I'm going to give us half credit. It's Neon Town. You said town. That's half credit.
The bar is set low for us.
Who is the self-described Pokemon fanatic who accidentally combines himself with a Pokemon in an experiment? I know this one.
Okay, good.
This is Bill. The guy who does the PC stuff, because when you first meet him, he is a Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a Nidoran or something, a Nidoking, and he's just like, yo, please go hit that button.
Okay.
Turns it back into the human. Although it would be funny if they just left him a Pokemon. He's just like, no, this is what I've always wanted to be.
Yeah, man, this is my dream.
Where'd that tail come from? You don't want to know. What electric and flying type legendary Pokemon can be found in the Kanto region's power plants? Zapdos is correct. That was quick fire, son. After defeating Team Rocket's boss Giovanni, what useful item does the president of Sylph Company give you?
Master Ball.
I think it's the Master Ball. Yeah, it is the Master Ball. Was it Red and Blue that had the little thing where if you went and clicked that one bush, it would give you an extra Master Ball?
If there was, I don't remember that, but I would like an extra Master Ball.
Yeah, right? Those things come in handy. A nefarious-looking imposter of what Pokemon expert appeared as a card in the original Pokemon TCG base set?
Say it again? Because I'm thinking it might be like Professor Oak.
Oh, that's not right. Yeah, is a nefarious-looking imposter of what Pokemon expert appeared as a card in the original trading card game base set?
Professor Oak? That's the only thing that's jumping to mind for me.
I do believe it is Professor Oak.
Nice.
In fact, sir, there's Professor Oak's normal card.
Oh, wow. You actually have the cards in front of you, ready to go.
Yes, I do. Well, they were kind of in front of me, but dude, I know I've got that card in here. Yeah, there it is. Imposter Oak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wish I still had all my holographics, because all these are not holographics. But I had one of these that had nothing but, and what do you know? It got stolen.
Yep, there you go.
Kids sucked back in the day.
No kidding.
Probably still now too, but all right. So final question: a Pokemon trading card trading card game card featuring an ancient version of what mythical Pokemon was given away in theaters to people who attended a viewing of Pokemon the Movie 2000.
I mean, mythical Pokemon from the Kanto region would have to be Mew, right?
I want to say it was Mew that I got. I remember getting this card from the movie theater. I also think it might have been a Aerodactyl, but I'm gonna let's say Mew.
If it's mythical, it can't be Aerodactyl.
It's Mew.
Okay, because I'll say Mew's the only mythical Pokemon in Kanto.
All right, so as far as our ranking, we got, I think, 11 to 13 points right, I think.
Does it not tell you?
No, I was just trying to keep track.
Oh,
I think,
okay.
well, I can tell you which ones we got wrong. 1, 2, 3. So we got like 3.5 wrong.
Okay.
But I'll count it as we are a Pokemon maniac.
Woo.
Wow. You definitely know your stuff when it comes to Pokemon. It won't be long before you know all there is to know. And the highest rank we could have gotten is Pokemon Professor. And the worst rank we could have gotten was Youngster, like one of those stupid little dudes you run in that are like, hey, you walked in front of me. That means we have to battle.
Here's my Rattata.
Yeah. Here, thanks. Here's my level 10 Charmander. It's just going to cook that thing in one hit. Thanks. I appreciate it. All right. Sir, I don't know if this will come to a big shock to you, but there's no Wikipedia page for this game.
What?
I know, right? Midnight Mysteries 4, The Haunted Houdini. But I did some digging and I found the Arthur Conan Doyle Encyclopedia. And its entry for Midnight Mysteries Haunted Houdini.
Wow. That seems like a wild place to find an entry for this game.
I know. And it's for not having a wiki page, this is the closest thing I could find. So, Midnight Mysteries Haunted Houdini is a hidden object / puzzle game developed and published by Mumbo Jumbo LLC, released on the 29th of January 2012 for PC. A deluxe version was released on the 28th of March 2012 with some content added at the end. Now that's some balls. That's some balls. 2 months or 3 months later after you release your game, releasing the deluxe edition.
Yeah, that's not best business practice. I mean, I think we had the deluxe edition, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the deluxe edition is the only one.
Oh, actually, it's the collector's edition that we have.
Oh, that might be even a step up. I don't know. While investigating the disappearance of Houdini, there's a lot of references to Conan Doyle and Sherlock Holmes. So that's why this is featured here.
Yeah.
And the editor's description of the game quickly is, famed illusionist Harry Houdini knew he wouldn't escape death forever. When he promised his wife that he would try to reach her from the afterlife, it was seen as the ultimate stunt. But after years of seances, Bess was never able to reach Harry in this life or the next. And her spirit has come to you in a final plea to reunite her with her partner. Digging deeper into Houdini's past, you'll find bitter rivalries and interview Harry's closest friends and his staunchest critics. Consult famous friends like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and rival Thurston the Magician while you solve puzzles and track Houdini's ties to a super secret society. Dude, that sounds like it would be a really killer, like, detective game, and how this was a hidden puzzle game is beyond me. But, spoilers, this game's fun as fuck.
Yeah, I was really surprised by that as well. I did not go in with high expectations at all. Like, I had the bar set super low for this one to clear, and it not only cleared that low bar, it jumped way the hell over it.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say right out of the gate that I spent about 7 hours with this game, and I really enjoyed what I played of it. Not a bit of it stuck with me. Like, it's not one of those games that I'm going to, like, go off and be like, oh, man, Midnight Mysteries 4, I remember this one part. It's just not one of those types of games. But for the time that I spent with it, I had a fucking blast.
Yeah, and I did too. And I remember you were having some issues in the beginning, and I actually experienced them tonight because I went back to do the bonus chapter that was included with the collector's edition. But, like, where the animation was going, like, at 10 frames per second or some garbage like that.
Yeah, that's how I played the entire game. That's why I have 7 hours into it, and you beat it and the extra chapter at like 5.5.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to the end of the game. I ended up watching the very end of it, like, just to save time.
And it was amazing, the difference in speed. And all I could find online is the fix: plug your controller in.
And that worked for me tonight.
Can someone, listeners, if any of you know why the fuck that worked, please tell me, because I would like to know why, of all things, plugging a controller in made the game run smoother.
Yeah, completely.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense to me.
Completely beyond me. But yeah, so basic story of this game is you are kind of a investigator of sorts, and you start the game out by meeting the ghost of Harry Houdini's wife, who is trying to figure out why she hasn't been able to contact Harry for like the last 100-something years since he died. And so you're set off on this thing trying to figure out exactly how Harry Houdini died and all that kind of stuff. And there was a massive conspiracy going on about it. And so, spoiler alert for the game. Yeah, there's a massive conspiracy theory that's pushed in this game about Harry Houdini being murdered by a society of people who were trying to keep the secrets of the medium society a secret. Which is really weird. And one thing I want to say off the bat, Harry Houdini would have absolutely hated this game because it makes him... Because Harry Houdini spent a lot of time in real life, like, spending time debunking like mediums and stuff that were talking to people and giving them hope that they could speak to their family in the afterlife and stuff. And Harry Houdini was the kind of guy that would go to these mediums and prove everything that they were doing was fake. And yeah. So, and then just for it to end up where he's in a video game where the goal is to talk to his ghost and reunite him with his wife ghost. I just like Harry Houdini was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, it was some serious irony. Like, but man, one thing that I enjoyed about it was like the little pieces of history that they would throw in, like that they used real people, and things like that. So it was like Arthur Conan Doyle. That sounds familiar to me. So I like go and look it up and be like, oh, okay, so this dude really existed. That's why it sounds familiar to me. Yeah, I thought that was a neat little thing that they played on actual history.
Yeah, apparently like Houdini and Doyle actually had a relationship in real life too. So they kind of pulled things from Houdini's real life into this weird, twisted murder mystery story.
Yeah. And one thing I found kind of interesting as well is that they separated the puzzles from the hidden object stuff for the most part, which was interesting to me. Like, did you notice that at all? Like, where you were trying to find the things that you needed for the different puzzles, like, say, that there's a gate and the gate's chained up and you need to get through. Well, you need to look around and you might find a piece of a bolt cutter, but then you got to find the other one.
Yep.
And then you had that little section where it was like two squares and a plus in the middle, where you would take the two parts of the bolt cutter and put those in there and press the plus and it would combine them. And there were a few things you had to do during the game to do that, like making an oxygen mask and an oxygen tank into
a respirator.
Thank you. I was going to say defibrillator. I'm like, that's not right at all.
Yeah, so that was a pretty neat little function. But yeah, like you were saying, like, there were times where you would be looking for objects so you could solve puzzles, but then there were the actual hidden object scenes where you had to click on a bunch of different objects. And at the end of that, it generally would give you an item to help you progress in the story as well. But yeah, for the most part, like the puzzles themselves and the finding like hidden object stuff was separate.
Yeah, and some of the puzzles I thought were neat. Like, I mean, none of them were like innovative or anything like that, but I thought they were neat. Like, you have to touch all the boxes without touching one in a row, but you have to get from one to the other, and you can't cross streams or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And it gave you a really nice retry system where if you mess it up, you can just click a button in the corner to start over from the beginning on the puzzle. And the puzzles were all super short. Like, nothing was going to take you 5 minutes to solve. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And on the off chance that you did hit one that absolutely stumped you, if you failed enough times, there's a little skip button.
Yeah. You could skip the puzzles. And I never used this feature, so I'm curious if you did. Like, you could use, if you collect ravens that you see in different areas, you can click them to get a hint for where you were on. Yep. I wanted to beat the game hintless, so I never used them. Did you end up using any ravens?
Yes, I did. A few times.
So what did they end up doing for you?
Well, real quick, did you get the achievement for going through without using...
Yep.
The landers? Nice. I saw that was an achievement and went, damn it.
Yeah, I got that one.
So basically, when you would click on it, now, I'm sure at full speed, this looked way cooler. But at 10 frames a second, you would click it and the bird would slowly like take off and fly to the left of the screen. And then it would come back through the screen and kind of just highlight something. Now, when you were doing the hidden object part, which is generally where I used it, it would ask you to which item do you want it to tell you where it's at. And I would click it, and it would tell you. Because I basically got down to like when I had one thing left and I, for the life of me, couldn't find it, I would use my Raven.
Yeah, I came to a few situations where I wanted to, but I just kind of persevered and didn't. Like, I remember there was this one particular one where I was doing one of the hidden object areas, and the thing said, what was the face hair was the clue for it. And I don't know if you noticed, sometimes were kind of riddly about it. So I'm like, okay, well, there's a picture of a man in this trunk, and he has a beard. It's a face hair. That's probably what he's talking about, right? So I ended up clicking that, and it didn't work. And I was like, okay, maybe it's something else. And there was a playing card in the trunk that was a king with a beard. So I'm like, that's got to be the face hair, because king's a face card, and he's got facial hair. So click that. That's not it. So I start getting really irritated at this, and I just start clicking random things. And I just clicked something I didn't even think was going to be it, but it was like a synthetic fake beard.
Yeah, that took me forever to find.
So there were like 3 things that could have qualified as face hair in that picture, in my opinion. And the one that least was the hardest to find was the one that was the actual right answer. Because honestly, from the way it was hanging in that room, it didn't really look like a synthetic beard to me.
No. Yeah, I completely agree. I remember the exact puzzle you're talking about because I had an issue with another one in that area. They wanted me to find an egg. And there was like 3 different things that looked like an egg, none of which were the egg. The egg, when I used the Raven to find out where it was in the back, laying behind like a mirror that was leaning up, and it was like underneath the mirror. I'm like, how the fuck would I have ever even seen that?
Did you make it to the circus?
I got there, and then that's the point that I watched, but I kind of skipped through.
Some of the stuff,
please feel free to.
Some of the stuff in that circus tent was so hard to find because, like, one of the things was a tent stake. So the thing that you used to hold down a tent.
Yep.
I swear there was like 30 different things in that could have been a tent stake.
That's one complaint that I've read about this game in particular is that a lot of the colors that they use are the same.
Yeah.
So in some of the hidden object puzzles, it's very hard to differentiate certain things because a lot of the shadows, if the item is dark and there's a shadow, it's going to be very hard to see it.
Yeah, and I think some of them were intentional because I remember there was one in like a room in Houdini's house that wanted you to find a paperclip, and the paperclip was kind of like hidden on the top of a edge of a box. And it was hard to see because it kind of blended in a little bit. But I think that one was intentionally like that because the paperclips would be supposed to be hard to find. But some of them I don't think was intentional. I just don't think they thought through the colors as well as they could have.
Yeah, the paperclip took me a minute. That one, I remember specifically when I finally saw it, I went, oh, motherfucker. It's been there the whole time, really.
And there were times when I was playing this game that I just felt like somebody's grandfather because I would be sitting with my face as close to the screen as possible, just like scanning back and forth like, now where is that? I just felt like such an old man leaning up as close as I could, trying to see the objects in the puzzle.
What amazed me was there was one puzzle in particular, and it's the same thing, is I was leaned back, relaxing in my chair, and I'm like, dude, I cannot find this fucking thing. And I leaned forward, and as soon as I leaned forward and got close to my screen, boom, there was the thing I was looking for. Right fucking there. And I was like, son of a bitch, I guess I have to play this game sitting up. So yeah, that's when I started playing much closer to the screen.
Yeah. A couple things that I noticed, like, it was fun. It was a fun game. But one thing I definitely noticed, there was a stupid mistake in the circus scene. Because, like, I know you watched the puzzles where, like, there was all the different carnival games that you had to play to get tickets.
Yep.
So, zoomed out, the one where you had to shoot the ducks to get the prize, it says, shoot 10 ducks to win a prize. But when you actually click into the location, the sign changes and says, shoot 5 ducks to win a prize. Like, it doesn't affect gameplay at all. But it was just something that I noticed. I was like, that's funny.
Yeah, that's just like a little mistake. They were probably like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Because I do want to say that this game is $10 at normal price. So, like, it's a budget game. It's not, a AAA, which I don't think I've ever seen a AAA point and click, or... a AAA hidden object game, but
that would be interesting to see.
That would be right. like what if we made Myst today?
Oh God!
And put some hidden object elements into it. If you're into the whole hidden object thing, I will say that this game's on sale right now for $3.99.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and I didn't know that I was into the hidden object thing until I played this game. Because I really did enjoy this way more than I ever would have thought I would have. I remember seeing this win the short gameplay. I was like, oh, damn, this is going to suck. And it really ended up being a pretty big surprise for me how much I enjoyed playing it. Like, and it was longer than I thought it was going to be, too. Like, I was like, how can they make a hidden object game any longer than, like, an hour and a half, 2 hours? No, it ended up being 5 hours of content for me.
Yeah, and it's quite fun, dude. It makes me look forward to all of the ones that me and you got recently in the little Fanatical bundles that we did, because we got a good handful of these between the two of us.
Yeah, we absolutely did. And it's just a good, relaxing kind of game. Like, I never felt stressed out when I was playing it. I never felt, like, super frustrated. I could see it getting really frustrating at some points for people, because there were some things where, like, you had to find, like, 30 pieces of a billboard at the circus, and they were hidden all through different scenes at the circus, which I could see that getting really frustrating if you're just trying to get through that. But I never really felt pressured or that it was too difficult. And if it was, the Raven thing exists, so you can get help.
Also, for anybody that would need it, there is a guide, like, in there. Like, on your little bar to the left, there's a thing that says guide. And if you click that, it's a walkthrough.
Yeah, the game comes with a built-in walkthrough.
It's really, really nice if you're trying to get through a fucking... Now, it doesn't tell you, like, where in the hidden object games, it like doesn't tell you where everything's at, but it will tell you, like, hey, in this hidden object game, you can open this drawer. Maybe look what's in there.
Yeah.
Maybe. But overall, man, like, it didn't disappoint me. I really wish I'd have played it at a normal speed, which apparently
would have too.
The DRM free version, which would be, I guess, if you got it from GOG, doesn't have this issue. But if you want to get it on Steam and play it on there, might I suggest just plugging a controller in.
Yeah, you need to say you don't use a controller at all. It's all mouse based. Like, you just point your thing at the screen and click things. So you don't need a controller to play this game at all. But for some reason, and if anyone can explain this to us, if you plug the controller in, the game speed works way better.
Yeah, like 60 frames instead of fucking 10. Yeah. It's a huge difference.
It's ridiculous. Because, like, remember, we started playing this. Dalton told me, man, this game's pretty fun, but, like, God, why is the animation so bad? I'm like, I haven't really noticed that, man. What are you talking about?
And, what's funny to me is that, like, this game tried to throw in a couple little jump scares.
Yeah, it kind of did. But they didn't work.
They didn't work, but when they're coming at you at 10 frames a second, they especially don't work. Like, all of a sudden, just these slow green skeleton arms come out of the wall, and they're like, and I'm like, well, okay, I could just slowly dodge out of y'all's way.
Right.
But I think it's a cool concept, and I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad that we did finally play it, and now we know that, like, hey, these are pretty chill. So if another one comes up, we're not gonna fucking dread it. It's gonna be like, oh, well, fuck, let's see where this one goes.
Yeah, because I'm curious to where, like, this lives on the tier list of how good a hidden object game is. Is this a really good one and we just got lucky, or we're spoiled now? Or does this one kind of middle of the road? Or are they all, like, kind of a flat circle where everything's the same? So I'm just really curious. Yeah. And I think with enough time between games, they're going to be fun every time.
Yeah,
it's not like not like a thing that I want to sit down and binge 30 of these types of games now. But, like,
fuck no.
But, like, yeah, if I get one every month, I'm like, yeah, this will be fun for a couple days.
Yeah, for sure. And I can definitely see these being really good games for, like, in between episodes when we're doing a long game. Just throw in a little hidden object game to relax the week when you need to play this, but you also need to put a little time into the long game. These will be primo for that.
And this version of the game came with a bonus chapter as well. So once you beat the game, there's another chapter ready for you to play. And I
meant to ask you about that.
And I played through that before recording tonight, and it just felt like an extension of the game. It was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it too.
Did it expand on the story at all?
Yeah, you actually find the murderer, and you have to track down the murderer's ghosts and hide it, and, like, trap the ghost in the Book of the Dead.
All right. That's intense.
it's really corny too. It's really cheesy because like there's a list, like the murderer has a list of people it wants to kill, and so it's at the first it has Houdini, his name's crossed off. Then it has Harry Houdini's brother's name, and then the name right below that on my screen was Nathan.
Oh shit. Oh man, I bet mine would say Dalton. I always like when games do that, when they throw in those little things.
Yeah,
because I don't remember if it asks you to put in a name.
It does. It asks you to put it in your name at the very beginning of the game. This one's not like reading off of the files on your computer or anything. That's just something that it does ask you at the beginning of the game.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember that. Oh man, my mind just blanked. I don't know. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh well, it's out the door. It was something about the Midnight Mysteries.
Yeah, because I saw this as Midnight Mysteries 4, so that means there's 3 before it. So I'm kind of curious as to what the stories for those ones are like, and is there a Midnight Mysteries 5, 6, 7? Like, how long did this series exist? And
I can tell you that in just a second. I will look it up. I can tell you right now, though, in my list, the one other one that I have is Midnight Mysteries, the Edgar Allan Poe conspiracy.
That one sounds fun, too.
Which, that does sound pretty fucking cool.
It's so funny because we were going on about how these games all have really cool titles when we were talking about them last week, and I don't mind it.
Yeah. Okay. So Midnight Mysteries number 1, the Edgar Allan Poe conspiracy. Okay. Midnight Mysteries 2, the Salem witch trials. Ooh. Midnight Mysteries 3, Devil on the Mississippi. Midnight Mysteries 4, Haunted Houdini. Midnight Mysteries 5, Witches of Abraham.
Okay.
And rounding it out, Midnight Mysteries 6, Ghost Riding. Ooh.
Ghost Dad.
Funny enough, the first 4 were developed by Mumbo Jumbo. 5 and 6 were not. 5 was developed by Hot Lava, and 6 was developed by Game Forest.
Okay.
I want to say, let me go back to the store page for... Yeah, so there's a Midnight Mysteries collection on Steam, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it is on sale right now for $12.
Okay. That seems like a fair price, because that's like pretty much what I paid for... Well, no, because I got it on sale. But, like, that's pretty much the price of Midnight Mysteries 4 by itself, so if there's any chance you're going to like this game, I think that's a pretty good deal. I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's basically like right now with the games being on sale and them being $4 a piece, that's basically getting the game for free.
Yeah.
You know. And normally these games are, like I said, they're $10 or $9.99. You know, Steam's that weird thing where they can't just make it $10. It's $9.99. But if I was going to give this game a rating, dude, I'd probably give it like a solid 7.5 Ravens out of Magic Tricks.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. 7.5 seems absolutely fair. I got what I needed out of the game. I got a lot more than I expected. I do think that at full price, the value is not quite there. I think you do want to get this on sale, especially if there's other... why is it so hard for me to think of them? Like, every time I try to say it, it's hard for me to think of. Especially when there's so many other hidden object games out there. You're bound to be able to find one on sale. So I can't really say if this one's exceptional or not, seeing as it's the only one I've played. But I play a hidden object game. This one's a 7.5. I'm curious to see what the next couple I end up being, if they stay in that range, or if there's just something that's going to blow my mind in a hidden object game later down the road.
Real quickly, I am scrolling through a list. I'm not going to go through them all, but a list of the 15 best hidden object games on PC.
Okay.
And one... So the few that I have that I think I have these on the list is Lost Lands, a hidden object adventure. I think I have that one. I could be wrong. That comes in at number 14. Then number 9, Enigmatis 2, The Mists of Ravenwood.
That's a cool name.
That's a hell of a fucking name.
Like, I expect that to be more like freaking an Ultima game. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. It's like go in there and like you got to go figure out what's causing the mists in Ravenwood. It's probably some witches and things. But yeah, I think I have that one as well. And that is number 9 on the list. And then the rest of them, I don't know if the number 1 is called Hidden Folks, and it's black and white, and it looks really cool. Number 2, Grim Legends, The Forsaken Bride. That sounds really familiar to me, so I might have that somewhere or have seen it somewhere. But this, playing this game makes me want to look into some of these that are like highly renowned hidden object games. It's like, really, let's fucking check it out. Because I mean, we all loved Where's Waldo as a kid, right?
Yeah.
And that's basically what these games are the evolution of, is Where's Waldo, or the what was that shit in the dentist office where they had the little fucking thing you could read through, and there would be like the little hidden object game that people would always circle the fucking things that you're trying to find. Oh, what were they called?
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it though.
Yeah, it was like some kind of Scholastic type. Yeah, one of those. But yeah, man, this was a cool game. I definitely recommend it. Like we said, check it out. As far as next week, we're gonna start with the host choices. We're gonna enact that. So since you had the last choice, I'm gonna give our choice. And after some deliberation and a little shit talking from you, I have decided that we're gonna do Crash Bandicoot 1.
All right, let's go.
And that should be a blast. It's going to be a blast from the past for me because I grew up with that game. All three of them really. And the conversation that I say Nate was talking shit, which he really wasn't. But I just told him, I said, I think we should do 2 or 3 because Crash 1's notoriously hard. And I don't want to just like throw you guys into the deep end of that series. And Nate just replies, oh, you act like I'm afraid of a hard platformer. And I went, all right, motherfucker, bet. Let's do it. Let's do it. So yeah, next week will be Crash Bandicoot. I'm fucking excited, like legitimately excited to play it.
That's good. I'm excited to play it too because it's been such a long time since PS1 was new, since I've played like Crash 1. So I'm pretty stoked to get into that too.
Yeah. Oh, and you're gonna love, since that's your memory is the Crash 1 from back then. The opening scene is like this big machine, and Crash comes walking out in his like old ass polygon form, and from there, I'll just let you see it, and we'll talk about it next week. But it's a cool little homage in the very beginning of we're in the opening.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we are talking about playing it on the Insane Trilogy.
Yes. We're going to do the Crash Insane Trilogy, and all 3 games come with that. So I figure we'll just start with 1.
Yeah.
I figure we'll probably do the same thing with Spyro.
That's what I was thinking too, because I've played through Spyro 1 pretty recently, because I bought that a while back and played through the first one. And I think 1 game is way enough for 1 episode. Like, we don't need to do all 3.
Oh fuck no! That would be trying to cram way too much, because there's actually quite a bit in those games if you want to try to collect a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Quickly here at the end, I want to give a shout out to our buddy Paulsh. He hit me up. He wants to record some music with me. Yada yada yada. Long story short, he sent me a XLR output thing for my computer, or input thing. So I'll be able to record some actual music hopefully soon. I'm going to figure out a drum program to use, and also hopefully it'll allow me to use one of my better XLR input microphones. So maybe my tones will be that much more sultry for your ears coming up soon. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to talk about, and this was just a stupid thing that I just want to brag about for a second because I was super proud of myself. So I was playing Skater XL, which is like the evolution of the Skate series, even though Skate 4 is coming out. I don't know when that's coming out, though. So I was playing Skater XL. It's on Steam. And back in the day, me and Dustin used to play Skate. Now, the way Skate worked was you kind of steered with your left stick, but your right thumbstick controlled the board. So if you wanted to do a kickflip, you held the thumbstick down to lean down to ollie, and then when you popped it forward, you kind of threw it to the left and it would kickflip, right? You controlled your feet with that. Skater XL is like that, except each stick controls a leg, and you turn with your R2 and L2. So it's a bit more difficult, but like once you kind of get used to it, it's pretty fun, right? So I wanted to recreate this thing where me and Dustin, back in the day, you guys have heard me mention Dustin, tried so hard in Skate 1 to do a kickflip on a rail, but have your dude go over the rail and the board go under the rail as it kickflips and then land it. And it just looked really cool, right? Because you're just like, whoo, and it's like, yeah. Well, I was like, man, I want to try to recreate that in Skater XL. That would be so fun. So I found a spot and I'm like, all right, let's do this shit. And I went and I remembered all the hours that me and Dustin put into trying to do it. And when I did it first fucking try. And I went, oh, well, all right then. And I saved a little replay of it and a little screenshot. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess on to the next thing. I was fully planned to spend the next hour trying to get the perfect shot of that. But no, I did it first fucking try. I was like, hell yeah.
That's awesome.
The skill is still there, son.
And I want to leave you with this thought. And I want to know what the listeners think about this. So say something in the Discord about this. Because I was absolutely stunned. I didn't know what to say to this. And I couldn't argue with it at all.
Oh, yeah.
But I was talking to my wife the other day. And we were just kind of hanging out. And I don't know where this came from, but she was like, you know what? I'm like, what? I bet you'd give a blowjob just to prove that you're good at it. And the thing is, I just sat there in silence for like a minute and a half because I had no response for that. I couldn't just look at her and say, no, that's not me. You're totally wrong. It's like, I could see me doing that.
I was going to say, in the time that I've known you, I can totally see you be like, I could do that.
So, like, fuck. I can't argue with you. You're not wrong, but I don't know how to feel about that.
Oh, man. It's just that competitive nature, man.
Yeah.
5 minutes. I can make them come in 4. Come on, get out of here. Rookie ass numbers. Come here, Dan. Wah, 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 wah. Oh my god. Oh man. On that note, dude, let's do some house cleaning. Oh god, hold on. I'm trying to put myself into like your shoes where you're just sitting there with your wife and she's just like, you know what? I bet you'd suck a dick.
I know. The thing is, I wanted to think of something way I could get out of say like, no, that's not right. But like, I was like, I don't know that she's wrong here.
Oh my god, beautiful. You mentioned the Discord, and if you'd like to comment on that, come join our Discord. It's bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters. And that'll give you that handy dandy little link. You click the little thing, boom, you've joined. You're in there. You can vote on the listener voted episodes, which are going to be probably like, we do through the 3 host episodes, then the listener episode. But you guys have full control over the short game poll, which right now, Titan Souls is kicking ass on. I think the last game that won was Cluster Truck, yep. Which I've seen a little video of, and that game's probably going to make me motion sick, but it'll be interesting to play. But yeah, Titan Souls is kicking ass, and I'm not sure what that is, but since it has souls in the name, I'm going to assume that game's going to kick my dick in the dirt. Even though there's no relation to From Software. But yeah, if you want to go and check out our Patreon, which we would gladly and most assuredly love you for. We love all of our Patreons, especially with a special shout out to Nate Cogsworth, the 7th of Juniper, Jeff, the original expendable himself, old Jeffy Lube, and Eraser Adam. Shout out to his podcast, Revival and Extinction. And I'm sorry I forgot your email last week.
Did you say originable expendable?
I probably did, originable expendable. Yeah. In fact, that's canon now. Let me just put
the original expendable.
The original expendable is now his.
I love it.
Eventually, we're just going to keep adding syllables to that. Original bibbable expendable.
Easy there, Eminem.
Orange, porridge, George. You make things rhyme if you try. Anyway, yeah, patreon.com/the Steam Machine Podcast. You want a shirt? It's tsmpproductions.threadless.com. You can get a cool shirt with there's a steamy one. There's one with our show logo. I think there's a few album covers that I put up there from my music, which if you want any of my music, you can go to nilethenightmare.bandcamp.com. I want to let listeners know, as you're hearing this, if you're listening on the day it's released, it's Thursday. On Friday, February 4th, is Bandcamp Friday, and that means that Bandcamp does not take any royalties from the music when you purchase it. So, like, if you wanted to pick a day to maybe get one of my greatest misses albums, that's kind of like a compilation of all the other stuff, that'd be a good day to do it, because I will see the most from it, and I will greatly appreciate it, and so will my wallet and bills. Other than that, man, if you want to get an encapsulated place where you can find all of that bullshit I just told you without having to remember it, bit.ly/the Steam Machine Podcast, capitalized phonetically. Bada bing, bada boom. There's a bunch of shit there you can click on. There's episodes, there's links. And speaking of links, there's also a link to one Turtle Bear Man's Twitch account, so I'm going to pass it over to Nate to do his plugs now.
Yeah, if you're not tired of hearing me go on like a goober all the time, I play retro games over on Twitch at twitch.tv/TurtleBearMan. Also find me on Twitter and TikTok, also at TurtleBearMan. So look forward to seeing you there.
I love the fact that like my TikTok algorithm is so fucked up that it'll be like chick bouncing her titties, food, chick bouncing her titties, dog, Nate, Nate, chick bouncing her titties, Nate.
And those are good things to be between. I'm okay with that.
I agree. never fails to make me smile when I see you squished between two pairs of bouncing boobs. Yeah. Or, maybe in the future on OnlyFans, sucking a dick to prove a point.
Yeah. OnlyFans / Turtle Bear Man. Let's go.
Oh, man. On that note, this was a good one, man. And I look forward, like I said, to Crash Bandicoot. I'm super stoked for that. So that's going to be next week. We love you all. For Nate, one half of the Brothers of Destruction, a.k.a. Turtle Bear Man, a.k.a. my homeboy. My name is Dalton. And as always, guys, ooh, spooky ghost.